morning, everybody. I'm Austin McCurry, and we are Group 1. We are representing Hershey Chocolate Company with our international business plan. We'll give a little brief overview of the Hershey's Company. Established in 1894 by Mr. Milton Hershey as a wholly owned subsidiary in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Hershey's is the largest manufacturer of confectionery goods in North America. We're one of the largest in the whole entire world. We have a presence in over 70 countries. Today, Hershey's Country is traded publicly on the New York Stock Exchange, with the Hershey's Trust Company holding the majority stock of 80%. And we sell products ranging from chocolate candies, hard candies, mints, gums, pretty much anything you've heard of, such as Hershey's Kisses, Reese's, Kit Kat, Jolly Ranchers, Twizzlers, York Mints. Everything is produced by Hershey's. The Hershey's Kiss first appeared in 1907. The Hershey's Kiss is a teardrop-shaped chocolate candy with a flat bottom. It is wrapped in a thin aluminum foil. It has a white piece of paper sticking out of the top. It says Hershey's Kisses. It's kind of like a flag, I guess. Hershey's Kisses are easily customizable with different flavors inside, such as caramel or cherry cordial. They're very inexpensive, and they are small and easy to snack on. For our competition in our target markets, to our knowledge, there are no major chocolate confectioners in Scotland. However, in Italy, we have very stiff competition from Ferrero, and Ferrero is one of the top confectioners in the whole entire world. They're the producer of one of the most popular products out right now, Nutella. But their product, the Mon Cherie, is very similar to the Hershey's Kisses. Is probably the most similar product out there. The Mon Cherie is small, it's rectangular, and it's chocolate, but it's filled with an actual cherry, so it's not as versatile and customizable as our Hershey's Kiss. And next, for the selection of target market, we have Mr. Austin Kraft.
Hello, everybody. To pick a target market, we use different rubrics, such as demographics, economic conditions, and the political stability of the countries. And we grade each country on each specific category and totaled them. As you can see, Scotland was the superior country with a score of 123, and that's when we decided it's the best for our company.
Hello, I'm Tevon Anderson, and I will be going over our primary market selection. The culture views upon chocolate. In Scotland, they have a high value of consuming sugar and chocolate. Both countries are famous for making their own chocolate for themselves, which will give us a step on introducing our product, Hershey's Kisses, to each country. Why are both of these markets worth targeting? One, because the population growth and the large population could give us a strong start in introducing our product into these countries. Both countries enjoy consuming chocolate. Hershey is very well known for their great candy. Our primary target market we picked was Scotland, simply because it was the highest rate. Why Scotland? Simply because their primary language is English, which give us a benefit. We don't have to translate anything on our package or anything like that. It'd be straightforward. The distance from Scotland to America is less than the distance from Italy to America, which could help us save money on shipping and handling. In Scotland, they have a few government regulations I have here. First, the product must be easy to read and clear. The label must not be misleading about anything, such as the quality, the size, the price, what it's made of, how, where, when it was made, or what you say it can do, or the organization or the people that endorse it. In Scotland, they adapted the ISO 1401000 environmental plan in 2004. This helps map out the framework that that a company organization can follow to set up an effective environmental system, which the Hershey company will not have a problem with following at all. Next for the presentation, we have Austin McCurry about product service pricing.
Hello, I'm Austin McCurry again. I'll be talking to you today about the product service pricing. Hershey's Kisses falls under elastic demand. That means that when the quantity demanded changes proportionally more than the price change. There's 4 factors that determine whether a product will be inelastic market demand or elastic market demand. Those factors are number of substitutes, necessities versus luxuries, percentage of one's budget spent on the good, and time. Hershey's Kisses has a lot of substitutes, not necessarily similar products, but if you want a chocolate candy or if you want candy at all, there is a plethora of substitutes. Next is necessities versus luxuries. Hershey's is not a necessity, it's a luxury. Percentage of one's budget spent on the good is very low, and time really doesn't affect us. Time more affects things like tickets to concerts or plane tickets and things like that. Hershey's does offer allowances and discounts for our product, although Hershey's did not release specific amounts for how much these allowances and discounts are. Currency fluctuations in our target markets should not affect our product. Both the Scottish sterling pound and the euro that Italy uses are both relatively equivalent to the United States dollar. There's not a whole lot of difference in the currency. Hershey's does usually use forward exchange contracts. International costs equate roughly to 15% of our total costs, so we would also equate international sales to be 15% of our total sales. So in estimating our out-of-pocket export costs, we estimated $20 million for both countries, $10 million for each respective country. Hershey's does not plan on needing a price margin. The price of our product is relatively inexpensive, so we don't expect to have any problems with people being able to afford our product. Hershey's in the United States sells for $3.54 per 12-ounce bag. We would like to sell our product roughly $3 to $4 in the other countries, equivalent to 3 or 4 United States dollars. And so we don't expect any kind of problems with the consumers in our target markets buying our products. And next, with the market entry and distribution partners, be Mr. Alex Cook.
Hello, I'm Alex Cook, and for the primary market, well, Hershey is a strong and thriving company in more than 90 countries, and they are the leading producer in chocolate in North America, and they always look to expand. They have made alliances around the world, such as with Ferrero. Ferrero is known for their most popular product, Nutella, and Ferrero is an Italian manufacturer of chocolate and other confectionery products, so moving into the Italian market would be fairly easier with them. With Hershey, with the protection of the company moving to other countries, we will always have to look and make sure we always protect the Hershey company as our brand and uphold their reputation, as well as maintain our competitive advantage through recipes and other our ingredients, for that doesn't get out to the public. The advantage of moving over there, we're already established in Europe and UK. Through commission, the agent is more invested in selling the product. It provides a strong backing both financially with manpower or through manpower. And the company can control other companies that has already been established over there with the high of Hershey in America. The disadvantage, it may become costly with shipping and other variables. It may not comply with the company's code of ethics. The product may have to be rebranded and moving into Italy or Scotland. And the Hershey must control share revenues. with the distribution partners, we have chose Tesco and NSULA. Tesco is well established in the UK and Scotland. They are the third largest retailer by profit and the second largest retailer by revenue. NSULA is the entire family-owned retail store chain and is the first supermarket chain in Italy. These markets are chain supermarkets. They are known throughout the whole country. People from all over can drive to these markets and pick up their regular everyday goods. Next, we have Anthony Hunter with terms and procedures.
Hello, my name is Anthony Hunter and I'm here to talk to you about terms and procedures. So in order to transport our product to Italy and Scotland, we will be using a freight forwarder. Using a freight forwarder is going to make the transportation of our goods a lot more manageable for us, because using freight forwarders will ensure that if the shipment happens to go to the wrong location, then the freight forwarder will be able to change the shipment back to where it's supposed to go without us having to worry about it. Seeing as how Hershey's is a product that a wide variety of people will buy, we'll be transporting our product using water ferries. The main advantage that using water ferries gives us over using air travel is that water ferries allow us to transport our product in bulk, albeit a lot slower than air travel. Air travel is a lot faster, but you can't transport near as much of the product. And with a product like Hershey's Kiss, we really won't need to transport a small amount very quickly. We'll need to send in big shipments at a regular rate. So in order to comply with the recommendations made by the Food and Drug Administration, the candy will be shipped inside of insulated containers. This is to ensure that the kisses remain at cold or room temperatures while they're shipping to prevent them from melting. This is especially important for water-based shipping of our product because they're going to be on the ship for a lot longer. So our policy on government restrictions is pretty lengthy and the full version can be found in the report, but in short, we agree to comply to any and all restrictions and regulations set forth by both Italy as well as Scotland and also the U.S. Department of Commerce. So for transportation to Italy and Scotland, we'll be using free on board, meaning that we'll use a freight forwarder to move our merchandise to a specific point through overseas transportation. The buyer will pay for the kisses themselves before they're shipped. So here you can see a breakdown of exactly who pays for what during the process of shipping. As you can see, we will pay for the export customs declaration, we pay for the delivery to the port of export, we pay for the unloading the truck at the port of export, we pay for the loading of the sea vessel, and we pay for the sea transportation, and we also pay for insurance. But the buyer will pay for unloading the sea vessel, loading it onto their truck, delivering it to the destination. They'll also pay for the import customs clearance and the import taxes. So up next, we have a list of documents that we'll be using in the process of exporting. So we'll use a shipper's export declaration as proof that we're exporting the document. We'll also use a shipper's letter of instructions for the instructions for ocean shipment. We'll also be using commercial invoice so that the importer knows the total cost that they owe. We'll also use a bill of lading for contractual acknowledgement of the transportation of goods, and this will be presented to the buyer at the destination. We will not be using airway bills because this only applies to air travel. We will be using packing lists because they will be presented to the buyer for verification of the contents of delivery. We'll also be using a certificate of origin to present to the buyer so they'll know where the shipment came from. We'll be using a consular invoice, which will be presented to the buyer as a statement of what was delivered. We'll be using an inspection certificate, which will be presented to the buyer to acknowledge that the kisses delivered were in good condition upon the beginning of the shipment. We will use dock receipts, and these will be given to the customer as acknowledgement of the shipment. We will not be using warehouse receipts, insurance certificates, or validated export license. So the Hershey's company maintains lines of credit in multiple currencies with multiple domestic and international banks, and these are the banks that we're going to use for the transactions in Italy and Scotland. But depending on our future needs, we may seek to set up accounts in Italy and Scottish banks. So, customer payment methods. We would prefer that customers use letters of credit to pay us because it ensures that once the shipment leaves the port of export, the customer owes us for the shipment. We'll use the bank as an intermediary so that we're assured that we get the money once the shipment leaves export. We would prefer not to use cash in advance and documentary collection payments, but in some circumstances with trust and buyers, we are open to negotiations. And we will only accept open account payments from our most trusted customers. Letters of credit benefit the seller by ensuring payment from the buyer, and they also protect the buyers by ensuring that the buyer is not charged for shipments that haven't left yet. So letters of credit are beneficial for both the seller and the buyer. And as previously stated, we do prefer letter of credit payment, but we are open to allowing trusted customers to pay through cash in advance or documentary collection. But we will be extremely cautious in allowing even trusted customers to pay through open accounts. So in selling to Italian customers, we'll accept the euro as payment since this is the most widely used form of currency in Italy, and the US dollar is not regularly used at all as payment. And for the same reason, we will be accepting the pound sterling as payment from Scotland, because this is the primary method of payment in the UK, and the US dollar is not used regularly in the United Kingdom. So we've considered using forward contracts, and we're open to using them at the request of the customer. However, letters of credit are still our preferred method of payment. That concludes our presentation, and thank you for your time.